All right, family. Black Power. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarah Soon Seti. Kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to the Sarah Soon Seti YouTube page, a dynamic page. Y'all already know what it is. Black Power, Black Frequency. You feeling that frequency and energy, you should most definitely join. Link right in down in the video description is in the chat. Click it. You get a video introduction, rundown on the memberships, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarah Soon Seti YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. Rini along KingSeti.com online marketplace. Official General Sarah Soon Seti DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor accessories for every room in the house. I got something for your family. Get over there, check me out, get you a discount, shop and save and shop. That's right, family. Pull the fire alarm, generalseti.com, SETI University. We talking about over 1,500 videos, 40 different subjects, all the subjects that you know and love from General SETI. Plus, we got the supplemental, also monumental and instrumental research material from the grandmaster teachers, all that hand-picked, they hand-picked, guaranteed to blow the mind. I want you to get over there today, become a member. There's no other website like it on the planet. That's right, family. GeneralSeti.com, SETI University. Everybody knows SETI popping on Patreon. BPC making noise. We never come. We talking about exclusive live streams, only to be seen on Patreon. Just drop this one today. Blocking your spiritual vision. Why do they want you to wear glasses during the solar eclipse? You got to get over there and get that work, family. You got to get over there. I dropped this one also. The Super Bowl satanic ritual ushering in the solar eclipse and the end times. And ain't that crazy? They use usher to usher in the solar eclipse, the end time, for the Aleister Crowley believers and the cult believers out there. That's right, family. Get over there, get that work tomorrow. We got the mansion of horrors, Diddy, and the demonic practices of Aleister Crowley. Yeah, get over there, get that work, family. It's waiting on you. Don't you dare miss it. To all the family out there donated to the general, I thank you. I appreciate the fact you appreciate me. Any of the family out there would like to donate to the general, hardworking general, the link right there in the video description is in the chat. Click it, donate. I thank you ahead of time. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarah Soon Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment, comment, comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. Now, here we go again, family. Crazy shit, man, that these people was talking about out here, but we got to look into it. It was said that there were ancient Egyptian temples. Did you hear about that? Ancient Egyptian temples and treasure troves found in the Grand Canyon. I say, what? I say, goddamn, if you could build a pyramid, you could make it to America. So I didn't want to, just, I say, but let me look into it. If you can build a pyramid like the ones I've seen in Egypt, you can damn near do anything. You see what I'm saying? So could they make it to the Grand Canyon? Of course they could. Of course they could make it to the Grand Canyon. And so, but I was skeptical. You know what I'm saying? Until, I seen where they said, well, the Smithsonian was supposedly the ones that went in there to do the research. And I say, wow, I've been hearing this. I've been hearing this for a while. And finally, I said, you know what? Let me tap on in and see what they're talking about. Okay. And so let me, where's that one at? Hold on, fam. Oh, just a second, fam. Get right with you. Okay. Okay. We're in the house. We're in the house. Let me see. Where's that at? Is that it? Yeah, this is right here. Yeah, so now they saying that they found some of these, these artifacts uh all throughout, the West. You see, then so they, there was let me see, right, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Nah, this is the Arizona Gazette. Now this was supposed to be in March the 12th. Let me get this in here. Yeah, this was supposedly March the 12th, 1909. Now this guy, his name was G.E. Kincaid. You see, and he supposedly was in, he was out there in I believe it was the Grand Canyon. You see, and he obviously he seen something, a cave, and he supposedly went in to see, because he said it looked like it had been, literally carved in the side of the mountain, and so he wanted to, I don't know if he thought he maybe he thought it was some gold there. And so he went in to investigate. And when he went in, he saw, Egyptian mummies and, statues and so what they say is that he got in touch with the Smithsonian. That's what they say. And the Smithsonian supposedly came out and they excavated and they removed, and some people say over, thousands of pieces, a couple, 1,000 and some pieces. Now, what's crazy is if you ask today, the Smithsonian will deny. They say that they don't have any fact or that they ever went in to do any research or anything or remove anything from this case, and they don't even acknowledge that they know a Kincaid. And I mean, it's a guy that, a lot of people is saying was the guy that went in there to do, as far as who was in charge of the excavation from the Smithsonian. I forget this guy's name. It probably will come up, but they don't even acknowledge that guy even worked at the Smithsonian. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a lot of smoke and mirrors here. And so, yeah, you know, yeah, you know what? I don't, I like I said, I can't deny that, but I would expect to see evidence, doing research. It's just things that I look for, and you expecting when people come across the water. You see what I'm saying? More times than not, they gonna set up on the seaboard. You know what I'm saying? Say, for instance, people coming from Africa. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and they're coming across the Atlantic. Well, you expect that they would. Matter of fact, just let's deal with the British. You see what I'm saying? Now you study this now, and I want you to take it from the general. Take the British. When the British came across the Atlantic to colonize what they call the Americas today, the earliest colonies of the British is right there on the eastern seaboard. You see what I'm saying? All the way from Massachusetts on down to Georgia. You see Florida, the Carolinas, and you see in Virginia, New York. You see the original 13 colonies is right where they land. You see, that's just military strategy. That's because you don't know what's in the interior. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, you don't know what's in the interior. So you gonna establish your origin, your fortifications right there, and your ships is out there in the water. You need, if some shit go down and is too much for you to handle, you got to get back to them ships as quickly as possible. You see, now if you not gonna, so your original settlements is gonna be right there on the seaboard. You don't expect, that the earliest settlement is going to be in the middle of the United States or way on the West Coast, not coming from off the Atlantic. You see what I'm saying? And vice versa. If they was coming from the Pacific, then you would expect that the earliest colonies coming from the Pacific Ocean would be on the West Coast. You see what I'm saying? And that's typically how. And then from the from the earliest settlements, you will see them move west. And if you look at the states and you see when they ratified them as a state, you will see the original 13 colonies, and then you will see the states right next to them will be the next succession of states that that would join the union. And then you see the third row of states, right over from the second row would be. So that's it moves in a consecutive order from the original settlements. And so to find I'm thinking to myself, you would find pyramid and temples way in the Grand Canyon. You would expect to see them from the seaboard, off the Atlantic, the eastern seaboard. You would more likely see pyramids and temples right there. You feel me? You would see them right in there. And then you would see them gradually move west if they came. Now, if they came. And so even when you look at the Olmec, you see the Olmec is right there in right off of the Gulf Coast. You see what I'm saying? That was where their heartland was. You see? So, that's where they established themselves. And even the statues, the heads, they were looking towards the Atlantic, where they came from, And so right there where you get, the two earliest settlements right there in the state of Tabasco is right off the Gulf Coast. You got San Lorenzo, and you got San Lorenzo and La Venta, right off the Gulf Coast. That's where and so you see that, that's exactly where the heartland was. And so that's what you expect. But still, and I know what, the Egyptians, how they were constructing, temples and pyramids, and the things that you see over here is not, it's not on that level, not even close. Now let me state this: not all pharaohs built like the Great Pyramids, and at Khufu and Khafra, Menkaure, Seneferu, Zoja, Amenemhat. They didn't build on that level. You see, they didn't have, all pharaohs was not equally wealthy. They were wealthy, but they were not equally wealthy. Some pharaohs, especially, in like the fourth dynasty and the 18th dynasty, them kings and queens in them dynasties was rich beyond imagination. You know what I'm saying? They was rich beyond imagination. And you can see in the level of exquisite architecture that they put there. It's just, those particular dynasties just stand out. You know what I'm saying? In the, the advanced technology that it displayed. And it's really being able, just like anything, the know-how is there, but to be able to pull all that together in any era, in any time period in human existence, it requires substantial amount of money. You see what I'm saying? To bring all and pay everybody they worth, you know what I'm saying? And make everybody feel happy. about, the effort that they put in. They take a substantial amount of wealth, people, and so in those particular dynasties, but other dynasties, the pyramids didn't always stand. They fell down because they didn't put the exquisite, type of stones, and they was not as big, as far as the stones and shit. The bigger the stones is, and solid, you know what I'm saying? That pyramid ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And so other dynasties where they built pyramids, they fell down. But what they did do is that they put the majority of their money in the lower, the burial area underground. Now, many of them put a lot of money. So even though the pyramid might have fell down, the burial area up under the pyramid was pretty exquisite. So when they went down in majority of those underground burial chambers, they were pretty much intact. You see what I'm saying? They were pretty much intact. And so, for me, I just have not seen even, nothing over here that, would make me believe that, the Olmecs possess Nile Valley technology. You see what I'm saying? But when you come to the Nile Valley, what you have is not, it ain't like you taking 1,000 men who may very well have knowledge. Or say, for instance, you take 5,000 men. Say, for instance, you take 10,000. Let's say, let's deal with a good number. You see what I'm saying? Let's say you take 25,000 men and y'all land here. You see, and every one of them men is advanced in technology. They advance in geometry. They advance in architecture. You see what I'm saying? That's what you have. You have 25,000 men, and you're not going to be able to run across this damn ocean all the time. So when you get here, those original 25,000 men, that's what you have. You see, now in Africa, you got millions of advanced Africans learned in various sciences across the board. And here is where you got the university system. So you're going to keep turning them out. You got an unlimited amount of skilled laborers. You see what I'm saying? And so, that's the one thing about the Nile. But when you leave and you start these colonies, usually the earliest part, that's how you see it. The earliest part of the civilization is the most exquisite. You see, it's the most exquisite, So when they came over here, when you look at the heads of the Olmecs, those were the most exquisite ones. The earliest ones, the oldest ones were the most advanced. And as they moved away from that, they deteriorated. There was never those original, I believe, how many heads did they find? It was something like 15 heads. 15 to something like 17 heads. What's up, Orlando, good brother? What's happening? That's right. I see you there, good brother. Peace to you, man. How you feeling? Wow, man, I ain't heard from you in a minute, man. Bless you, good brother. Yeah, that's right. We saw that Olmec, man. Remember, I turned around and said, man, we got to go over there, man. I said, what was that? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. We saw an Olmec head. That's when I went and took that picture. Yeah, I was like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was, man, it's a blessing to hear from you, good brother. Yeah, man. General Seti at yahoo.com, man. Hit me up, man. Leave me something. Leave me your mouth, man, and I'll reach out and touch you. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, when you look at the Olmecs, you see what I'm saying? The earliest Olmec heads was the most exquisite heads. When they came directly from Africa, over here, that's when the science was the most advanced. Now, I seen other heads, man, ain't none of them heads. You can see from that very first stock, from that very first stock, that was the most exquisite. Nothing else can compete. You see what I'm saying? Nothing else can compete. That's how you know when something comes from somewhere else. You see what I'm saying? Because if the initial knowledge was here, just like in Africa, see, in Africa, you got more than one. You see, you got more than one pyramid. They ain't all the same as far as quality, but it's from Egypt to Nubia. You see what I'm saying? You got hundreds and hundreds of pyramids, period. You got hundreds. They didn't do it just one time. They did it over and over and over. Then they got temples. They got thousands of temples. They ain't got hundreds of temples. They got thousands of temples. So they didn't just do it one time. And they did it consistently over a 4,000 year period. 4,000 years. Okay? They did it consistently. When the Olmecs created the early, that was it. You see what I'm saying? No other civilization that came after that was able to advance the science. They were not able to advance the science. Now, the pyramids that you find there, again, Teotihuacan, those are the most exquisite ones, the black ones that you got down there. That's the largest ones that still stand. They act like they don't want to tell you who built them pyramids. They say, we don't know. This is a damn lie. The Olmecs built them pyramids. The Olmecs built Teotihuacan, because what you had to do to prove that, all you had to do is go to Chakula. Now, Chakula is supposed to be the largest pyramid, they say, in the world, which is a lie. You see what I'm saying? The base of it was real wide. Now, I will admit that, the base of it. But listen to me. The pyramids in the Americas were not freestanding structures, okay? When you look at Giza, you look at the pyramids in Africa, these pyramids are they standing of their own creation. There's nothing holding them up. They're self-standing structures. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is what you call they call them wait a minute. Let me get the exact term from. Let me get the I believe it's self-standing structures. It is, I believe. Freestanding structures. You see, and it can't be, it must be standing of its own construction. You see what I'm saying? Meaning it can't have nothing helping it to stand up, such as a mound or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? The stones are stacked on top of each other, and that's the only thing that's keeping it up. You see what I'm saying? And so it cannot be supported by guide wires, the sea, or other types of auxiliary support. Okay, so and so when you look at the pyramids in the Americas, even the Olmecs, it's a mound up under them. You see, that's not a freestanding structure. Okay, so what they did is they put the mound there, and then you see they laid stones around it. You see, they laid stone, but that's not a self-standing structure. So to say that Chakula is larger than Giza is a bunch of bullshit. These are the Olmecs. These are our people that constructed that. But they'll say anything to make like they surpass the ancient Egyptians. That's a bunch of bullshit. Okay, just be real about it. You know what I'm saying? I done been to and listen, believe me, I give them credit. You know what I'm saying? Because it is all inspiring. Even the Olmecs and the pyramids that are down there are all inspiring. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? It was some real knowledge popping off through that area, no doubt about it. But just to show you how more advanced Egypt is, that just show you where our people was in the Nile. They was clearly hundreds of thousands of years more advanced than any other civilization on the planet. Okay, but what I was saying about Chakula, when you get to Chakula, see, Chakula got the head of the Olmec sitting out there. You see what I'm saying? And you will see, and I'm not going to I had to go into, and I'm not going to look for it. And the lips, you know what I'm saying? They look like race car tracks. They real thick. Now, these lips that you see at Chakula is the same lips. If when you go to the first capital of the Olmecs, which was San Lorenzo, and you go into the museum, go look it up. Just look up the museum, and y'all got to do research. If you don't find it, keep looking. San Lorenzo, and just type in San Lorenzo Museum. You see what I'm saying? And you will see they look like race car tracks. You know what I'm saying? That's how they show it. They real thick. And you know what I'm saying? And that's how they make the lips, to let you know that they had African lips. You see what I'm saying? And so the same face that you see at San Lorenzo, which is the earliest capital, I believe San Lorenzo was before even La Venta. The first one was San Lorenzo, and that's where they found the most heads. You see what I'm saying? I believe at San Lorenzo. And then second was La Venta. So they moved from San Lorenzo to La Venta. You see what I'm saying? But them lips, and you will see that the face that you see at Chakula, now what backs it up, because the same when you go to Teotihuacan, and that's the large black pyramid. You got the pyramid of the sun, you got the pyramid of the moon, and then you got the pyramid of I believe they call him Quetzalcoatl. You see the smallest pyramid of Quetzalcoatl at the end. You see, and when you look at the material and the style and how they built the pyramids at Teotihuacan, that was the same way they built them at Chakula. You see, and the one at Teotihuacan, it's a head out there, but it looked like either they purposely defaced it or the weathering, but over a period of time, the face, you can't see the face, but I can compare it to other heads, and and when you look at it, not the Mayan, not the Aztec, or none of them heads is a fabric of the Olmec civilization. You see what I'm saying? None of them, built in stone, carved in stone like that, but them pyramids, them largest pyramids down there, Teotihuacan, Chakula, La Venta, the Olmecs built them pyramids. So the largest ones, the Olmecs built them pyramids. Okay, and you could obviously see that they laid out just like Giza. You know what I'm saying? You got the pyramid of the sun, you got the pyramid of the moon. I went on top of both of them. You see, I was at you see, and when you same as Giza, you got Khufu, you got Khafra, and you got, but that is people don't even talk about it because it's the same way at Saqqara, because you got the pyramid of Zolja, and then I believe is which one is that back there? I believe it's Unis. You see Unis and Teti. You see those three pyramids is basically in the same alignment as Giza, but you don't hear them talking about that. You see, they, because they want to go somewhere with Giza like some aliens, but it was the Orion's belt, you know what I'm saying, with the three pyramids, they already had done that layout at Saqqara. You see what I'm saying? But they don't talk about that. I talk about it though. You see, you rarely see them lay it out like that, but you could see the two pyramids there. I believe I had to go back and get it. I believe it's either Unis, is Zolja the big one, and I believe Unis or Teti right behind it, just like Khufu and Khafra is in alignment. Zosia and Unis is in alignment, and I believe Teddy, just like Menkara, when you look at the 3 stars of Orion belt, 2 of them is right there in alignment, and then the third one is over, so like a couple degrees. It's off just a couple degrees, and so you got them 2 pyramids that's in alignment. Khufu and Khafra is in alignment, and then Menkara is over a few degrees, and then when you get to Saqqara. Yeah. And when you get to Saqqara, you got Zosia and I believe Unis, and either Saqqara, it's either Zosia and Teddy or Zosia and Unis, and the other one is over a couple of degrees too. I've been down in the pyramid of but all of them over there in Saqqara has got the pyramid text. And so I believe we went down in Unis. I believe we went down. I seen the pyramid text. I went down in the temple of Unis, and you looked up on the walls, and I mean, and look, man, they talking about this is the oldest, and man, the whole wall is full. The whole burial chamber is full of glyphs. This ain't no people that just started carving no glyphs, man. The whole, and man, I'm talking about. The glyphs is like small, they're about this small. They ain't like no large glyphs. You can still see them. I say they're about 3 inches. You know what I'm saying? They're about 3 inches. But so you could imagine a large wall. You feel me? Hey, appreciate you, Winston. Appreciate you, good brother. Yeah. Appreciate you, good brother. Yeah, and so you see the temple, the glyphs about 3 inches tall. You see what I'm saying? And so, but man, when you look up on the wall, it's tens of thousands, and you can imagine you got, four walls in a room. You see what I'm saying? Listen, it's literally tens of thousands of glyphs on one wall. You feel me? You go over here, tens of thousands. On the north wall, tens of thousands of glyphs. You're talking about 3 inches on. I mean, the whole temple. This is not a people just starting. Not at all. No. This is not a people that just starting. They've been carving a long. And you talking about this is like almost 3000 BC. So all that trying to synchronize Mesopotamia and India and all that with Egypt, and that's bullshit. It ain't even close. You see what I'm saying? It ain't even close. But just to emphasize that that 3 pyramid alignment to Orion's that has started in Zosia, with Saqqara with Zosia and those pyramids in that field, that the pyramid field of Saqqara. You see what I'm saying? And so and probably earlier than that, if you go over there to the first cemetery of Egypt, which is Abydos, over there behind the temple of Seti, and is the earliest cemetery where the first dynasty and a couple of the kings and queens of the second dynasty is over there in that cemetery of Abydos. But just to say this, I wouldn't believe, I couldn't deny if the Egyptians came over here, but I just know how our people build. You know what I'm saying? They wouldn't be hiding and shit. You know what I'm saying? Just like you see in Egypt, our people was visible, visual. You see what I'm saying? They were very visual in Egypt. So why would they go anywhere else and be less visual? And the fact is that, again, when you look at the Olmecs, the earliest civilization in the Americas, and they were not able, that just let you know that they came from somewhere else. Because in Egypt, you see the development stages of the pyramids. You see what I'm saying? And again, like I said, the earliest architecture was building inside of the mountains. This is how they developed the knowledge to build a pyramid. That's why when you look, you say, well, damn, they was just building mastabas and so on and so forth. Because Egypt, when they got down into Egypt didn't, I'm talking about the area down in that where the pyramids is really not as mountains. Like if you start going towards Luxor, even Luxor, if you go towards Luxor with Karnak, you will start seeing the tombs of the nobles, and so there's some mountains up in there. They ain't high as the ones in Ethiopia, but you do see mountains up in there. And so you see a lot of tombs of the nobles. You see Hatshepsut Temple, Mentuhotep, and a lot of tombs up in there in the mountains. You see, so where there was mountains, that's where they put their temples. And so when you start getting into them exquisite temples where they didn't cut deep down into them mountains and they had to pull that stone, that's where they got the knowledge from. They was pulling that was reverse technology. You see, they were pulling them stones up out of the earth, cutting them stones down in there, and pulling them stones. And that's how they learn how to move all that heavy stone, pulling it out the earth first. And then when they went down to Egypt and it wasn't no mountains, then that's when they started to build the pyramids like that. But it was only a reflection of what the Holy Land in the interior of Africa, in the more elevated areas of Africa, which is, Ethiopia, Uganda, even Sudan is higher than Egypt, you see. And so as you move up that river, you going up and up and up in elevation. And so the Taneteru is the land in the interior. And when you look, if you get a map of the elevation of the Nile, you see, man, Ethiopia is so far higher than Egypt, man. It almost looked like, it looked like you almost then dropped off the side of the earth to get down to Egypt. Ethiopia is up, thousands and thousands of feet in elevation. You see, even Uganda, the White Nile, coming out of Uganda, Lake Victoria, that's a lake in the mountains. That's a mountain lake. So that Nile is actually flowing down thousands of feet till it get to Egypt, which is the lowest in elevation. And that's why they said that the Nile River flowed out of heaven. You see what I'm saying? That it flowed out of heaven. So as you move up and up, the river is flowing from the Milky Way. You know what I'm saying? So, so Amun-Ra and all the deities, they sail down to earth. You see what I'm saying? They sail down to earth. And this process is happening over the pharaohs. That's why they put they ships outside of the pyramid, because they sail up the river. You know what I'm saying? Up to heaven. You know what I'm saying? To take their place as Amun-Ra on the celestial Nile. You feel what I'm saying? So, man, this science is deep. You see, our people's is deep. Ain't nobody fucking with that. You know what I'm saying? They could stop. We know they come out of Africa, because you could just, once you know the science, I don't play with feeble-minded Cro-Magnon Neanderthals. They ain't ready to go where I go. You see what I'm saying? I know my history. You see what I'm saying? I know it like nobody else. You know what I'm saying? So, family, did they find treasures? I don't believe it. I'm just going to tell you, I don't believe it. I just believe, that, again, when they went over into Egypt, they had what you call Egypt mania. You see what I'm saying? And just like you had the motherfucker Joseph Smith say he found the scroll of Abraham, started the Mormons and shit and all of that. Everybody was trying to make a connection to Egypt. And so they would come up with all these crazy mythological tales and shit, or some long lost civilization. If the Egyptians came, and I believe they would have manifested themselves just like they did in Egypt, that it would have been so magnificent, and it wouldn't have been nothing hiding or nothing. It would have been right there, visible for you to see, just like everything else in Egypt. Our people was very visual. And you know what I'm saying? and that they want it to be seen. You know what I'm saying? So thank you again, good brother. Thank you again. I appreciate you. The good brother always bless me, and I appreciate him, and may the ancestors bless you, good brother. You see what I'm saying? We got one more before we go. We got one more before we go. Nah, I'm not done. I'm going to bring you right back. So don't you go nowhere. I want y'all to hit them links out there. I want you to support the general. Man, you listen to me. You ain't going to get this shit like this nowhere else. I'm just going to tell you. You can go out there and you can play around and you understand? You can go out there and play around and if you want to. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to get this nowhere else but right over here with the general. You hear what I'm saying? And I celebrate the master teachers that taught me, you understand what I'm saying, that I would develop in this way. Dr. Yosef Ben Yakanan, Dr. John Henry Clark, Dr. Khalid Abdul Mohammed, Dr. John G. Jackson, all the great master chancellor, Dr. Chancellor Williams, George G.M. James, and all the others. You see what I'm saying, that I study, J.A. Rogers and all the others, and I could go on and on and on. And so I appreciate y'all, family. Don't you go nowhere. We got one more before we close out for the night. I'll see you in a minute. Arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African Ivan Van Sertima too, of course. Can't say them all. You see what I'm saying? Black power.